Hello, and thanks for stopping by once again. Today, the project we're going to be working on is some bookmarks we're going to cut out with our xtool D1 Pro laser. So to get started with this, we're going to open up Canva, and since we're doing a bookmark, we're actually just going to pull that up in the template option. So you can just simply type in bookmark right here, and once it finishes searching, you can actually choose any of these bookmarks on this page if you like these templates. We're going to be designing our own, so we would just simply create blank. Now, I've already made some bookmarks. Right here, as you can see, we've got some made going through. Now, to get right to this point, we simply took a rectangle and threw it on the edge and drug it to the sides to make a border. Just make sure when you do the rectangle to click on this little tool right here and change it from the black background to transparent, and you can change how big you want the border lines, if you want any quarter rounding or if you want it to be segmented. You can do all of that right there. So from here, at this point, I'm gonna let my mother take over and create a quick design with just so you can see how the process is done, and then we'll move it over to the creative space and start getting everything ready to cut out.
All right, we're gonna do a quick, simple design. I'm just gonna do a floral and live, laugh, love. So I'm just gonna bring this over and pull it down. And then I'm gonna duplicate this and pull this one up. And this one I'm gonna flip. All right, let's check our position. Center. All right, looks good. So now let's go in and add a text. And let's go ahead and change the font size so we can see what we're typing. All right, I want to change that font style, so let's go with this and drag it out. I want to turn it just a little bit. Move it up here. So now I'm going to duplicate, pull down, and then this one I want to keep it straight. And I'm going to change the font style on this one. Oh, I really like that. And then we're going to go in and duplicate, pull down, and this one is going to be love. Let's change our font style on that one to match the top, and let's give it a little curve. So this, let's see if we can flip it. There we go. This one is at 5.8, and that one is at 5.8. So we're all good, we're all set. Now it's time to move over to creative space and get it set up for our laser cut and our engraving.
Okay, now that we have our bookmarks finished and the designs finished, we are now able to move these over to our xtool creative space and get them ready for engraving and cutting them out. So to do this, we simply need to download all of these bookmarks. You click this share button in the top, then download. We're going to go ahead and download these as PNG. That way it doesn't change any of the image sizes. It basically keeps everything just as it is right here on Canva. Then we're going to choose transparent background and download. So after a few moments, you'll see it's going to take a little longer because I'm downloading them all at once. You can download them individually as well, but once that finishes downloading, go to the folder where you have it downloaded, and you'll get this little tab. It looks kind of like a zipper going through it. That means the file is zipped. So what you need is to right-click that and click on Extract. Once you have that, you choose the folder or the path where you want to save all of these bookmarks you have created. Once it is extracted, you will have all of your bookmarks sitting right here, just like this. So at this point, we can start importing them into our xtool. Let's go into our downloads. This is our bookmark tab. Okay, so let's start from the very first one. And what you'll notice is when I import the image, it is already 2 inches by 6 inches in dimensions. That is because in Canva it is 2 by 6 when we did the design. So it automatically comes into the creative space at the same dimensions because we saved as a PNG. So go ahead and import the rest of our documents or bookmarks so that we can go ahead and cut them out. Once I get this finished, I will take you through the steps of setting up the engrave settings and the cut settings so that we can get these cut out onto our boards. So I will be back once I have all of these laid out. Okay, we have all of the bookmarks now imported into xtool Creative Space. The only thing left to do is getting our cut and engrave settings set up. So what I'm going to do first is highlight all of the bookmarks because we want the engraving portion of this to be consistent through all of the bookmarks. So once I have them all highlighted, we have the processing type set to engrave, and on the material we're using is 3mm Basswood, so we're going to set this to 72 power and speed at 140. Now, if you don't want to do the slider, you can always just come over here and type it in. So we're going to change that to 140 and hit enter. So now every single bookmark, if you select it, you will see it is set to engrave at 140 speed. So the next step is getting it set up so that we can cut the bookmarks out. Now to do this, we're going to highlight these and do them individually. Every bookmark is going to be done individually now. So once I have one selected, I'm going to click on the outline button up in the top left. Now there's a little check mark here that says add inner outline for bitmap. Now what this does, if you have it checked off, it not only puts an outline on the outside of the image, it'll also put an outline on the inner portion of the board as well, or the bookmark. We do not want this because this is going to be what we use to cut the bookmarks out. So we're going to deselect that, and we want this to just cut right on the edge that we've already made, the border we have. So we're going to change that to 0. Once it's set to 0, we're going to hit enter and click OK. So this is very important. Right now the border is still selected because we haven't clicked off. So while it is still selected, come over to the processing type and change it to cut. Now to cut through this basswood in one pass for our laser, we need it at 100% power and 4 speed. Now your laser may be different. This is something you'll have to, mess around with to figure out your own settings, what works good for the material type you are using. So I'm going to go through this step one more time just to demonstrate how to set it up quickly. So I'm going to highlight this next bookmark. I'm going to click the outline button. Now remember, we don't want to cut out anything on the inside portion, so we're going to uncheck the check mark, and now we're going to change the offset distance to 0. Once this is done, we click the OK button, and before clicking off or clicking on anything else, come over to the processing type and click cut. We're changing it to 100 speed or power and 4 speed. I'm going to go ahead and do this step on the remaining bookmarks and proceed to cutting it out with the laser. I'm going to time lapse the video footage of the laser. I expect this project to take around, I don't know, probably 40 minutes, maybe an hour, because there's so many bookmarks going to be cut out. Now we are going to be cutting this out of a 12 by 12 inch piece of basswood. And if you notice, when I select all of the bookmarks currently, the size is 10.86 inches wide by 10.324 inches high. That is why I have some of the bookmarks laid on the side just for the cutting out, so we utilize the majority of the material. And to be honest, I think I might just design another bookmark or two right in this little white space, just, to see how it turns out. With that being said, I will take us over to the framing and laser portion next and time lapse it so you can see how it cuts them out in a really sped up time. It'll make it more easily to watch.